Hello and welcome to the May 2026 edition of the Be More Mancroft podcast. My name's Edward Carter.
And I'm Judy Ball.
And it's lovely you've joined us. Thank you for being with us. May's come round already. And what do you think of when we talk about May?
Think about May Day and the Maypole.
Yes. So, are you an experienced Maypole dancer?
I did it once at school when I was very young.
Yeah.
Yes, we got in a bit of a muddle. I remember when we tried to do it to start with, weaving in and out.
Yes.
But it was great fun.
It's the one with the ribbons, isn't it?
Right,
and
yes.
a big pole, yeah. Do you know, I've got half a memory, maybe when I was tiny at school, maybe something, I'm not quite sure I did it myself, but maybe watched some people doing it. Yeah. Do you know what a maypole and the ribbons are all about?
No. I don't, actually. I don't.
No.
Well, I know
it's a good tradition.
We all talk about it, but I honestly don't know the origin.
No. Well, it's obviously a celebration,
yes.
and maybe it links to something to do with all the new growth and life. I don't know, yeah. The lovely green leaves on the trees, all of that.
And summertime, really. It's the beginning of summer, isn't it?
Yeah, sort of hint of summer, yes. Not proper summer, but on the way, perhaps.
On the way.
Yeah. Yes, well, maypoles, and I'm not sure they're a particular church thing, but they're often obviously celebrated in a kind of community way. But May's an important time of year in the church life as well. Mm-hmm. Often, well, I think pretty much always the Whitsun weekend, as it always used to be called. It's called
Pentecost.
That's right. Pentecost is a sort of another name for it, which is often used now in churches.
Yes, I remember that's because the Paschal candle stays from Easter and it extinguishes at Pentecost. That's why just after Pentecost.
Well, that's right. There are two different theories, actually, Judy.
Oh.
One is absolutely, as you say, to Pentecost.
Yeah.
Do you know how many days it is from Easter to Pentecost?
I think it's 6 weeks.
Sounds about right. Yes.
I
think it's 50 days, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
However, there's also Ascension Day, which comes after Easter, of course.
Yes.
And Ascension Day is just before Pentecost.
Yes.
Do you know how many days from Easter to Ascension Day? I'm really testing you here.
Here we are, and I don't know.
No, it's like 40 days. That's actually in the New Testament. 40 days, yeah. So that means Ascension Day is always on a Thursday. If you work
I knew it was on a Thursday.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it's on a Thursday.
Yeah. So all these things, and they don't have to be in May, but I think they pretty much always are because of how Easter falls. Yeah. So certainly this year we've got Ascension Day and Pentecost or Whitsun, very much. Yeah. And often the other thing that happens is the bit more down to earth. There's the church annual meeting, which actually we're having just at the end of April this year, but often that's in early May. Yeah.
Yes.
And one of the things that happens at the church AGM, and particularly the annual vestry meeting, is that church wardens are elected.
Of course.
Yeah. And they don't have to be good at dancing the maypole. They just have to be, well, they're always fantastic people.
They do a lot of work.
Yeah. And we've got two amazing church wardens at Mancroft. So I caught up with one of them, Jim, the other day.
Yes.
So I thought we might listen to my chat with him now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to listen to that.
I'm here at the church today, and I'm in a space called the Upper Sacristy, which is a room that's behind where the high altar is at the church. It's a fantastic working space. And I'm here with you, Jim. Jim Hughes is one of the church wardens here. Jim, great to see you today.
Hello. Thank you for it. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's good that you're here. This is a great space to work in, actually, isn't it? The Vergers use it a lot.
Indeed, yes. I do too.
Yes, you're here a lot. And you're one of the two church wardens here at St Peter Mancroft. Rachel Hobson's the other. I think you've been church warden for 3 years pretty much now.
3 years, yeah. Halfway through now.
Halfway through, yes, because it's 6 year term normally. I mean, it is an annual election, but it's normally a 6 year term. Yeah. So, a church warden, what exactly does a church warden do?
Well, I've got a book at home that I had when I was originally a church warden about 20 years ago.
Right.
It's a bit out of date now, but it says the duties of the church warden originally were to transact all parish business.
Sounds good.
Be trustees of the church goods.
Excellent.
And guardians of parochial morals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's
I've been Googling recently to see if I can get any ducking stalls off Amazon or...
Oh, I see. Yes, of course, yes. Put people in the stocks.
Perhaps. That's right, yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, I'm sure you've never put anyone in the stocks in reality, but that's lovely actually, because it is sort of speaks to what a church is about. How a church is part of a community, I suppose.
Indeed, yeah.
But I mean, day to day, what does it actually mean to be a church warden? You don't get a car and a chauffeur, obviously, but so what does that actually mean?
Well, it's sort of just keeping an eye on what's happening in the church. Seeing that it's open each day, seeing that the electricity works, seeing that the plumbing works, basically, and making sure that all the checks and health and safety stuff is up to date.
So it's good practical stuff, and I guess quite a lot of people stuff as well, because there's a huge number of people involved here at Mancroft.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of welcomers, we have a lot of side people and deputy wardens, and it's part of the job is supporting all those people in what they do.
Yeah. Well, I would like to add that supporting the vicar is another part of it, which is massively appreciated. It's fantastic. You and Rachel are a great churchwarden team. Yeah. Oh, good. So what's special about St Peter Mancroft in your mind? Why do you really like the church here and have offered to volunteer in such an important role?
Well, what originally got me coming here when we first moved to Norfolk was bell ringing, because that's one of my my big lifelong hobbies. And everything spiraled from there.
Yes. Well, it's really good, actually, speaking again as a vicar, but it's great to know that you are a fantastic, keen bell ringer, but much involved in the tower, and also churchwarden, because that's great to have that connection across, actually. Yeah. Great. So bell ringing, and then actually, of course, you're involved. I think you can play the organ to cover things.
The organ as well. Yeah. So part of the thing about Mancroft was the musical tradition as well.
Yes.
That's all a draw. Yeah. And I think that's what sort of draws people to the church, the way we do things, the way things are run.
Yeah. No, that's really good, And can you think of a sort of quirky thing that perhaps, as part of being churchwarden, anything a bit unusual or maybe amusing even, that has sort of come along and caught you off guard perhaps as churchwarden? Maybe something in the churchyard, or I don't know, something about the building that was unexpected that you discovered? Because churchwardens traditionally are given a great armful of keys, aren't they, when they start? Yeah. Was there a key that you've used and thought, oh, goodness me?
Well, in fact, just recently we've been having to think about protecting the church if there was a terrorist attack.
Oh, goodness.
And it's called Martin's Law, was passed a year or two ago, which and every church has to be aware of that and to give some training to the staff on how to react if there's a terrorist attack. Right. And I was thinking our west door is a vulnerable door, because it's the only door that needs locking with a key. And normally the key's nowhere near the back door. So I was just looking. We have a large key that hasn't been used for, I don't know, 50, 60, 70, 80 years. And I thought, if we can use that key and chain it to the door somewhere, it'll be fine. So I put it in the door the other day, and it worked perfectly. So the only trouble is I can't get it out.
Oh, right. So it's stuck.
So it's stuck there. So it is actually performing the way I thought it should do. Fantastic. Without even having to have a chain. Yes,
because actually you're right. Most of the external doors you just kind of use latches inside, and you don't need a key if you're inside. Obviously, you can't get in from the outside. Yeah, good. Now look, one of the other things is sort of fire safety, of course. I know you've done a bit of work on that, and there was a fire practice, wasn't there, on a Sunday morning? Yeah, quite recently. How did that go?
Went very well. Yes. It went so well that a couple of people who went through the door said, "Yes, I thought I could smell something burning."
Yes. Fantastic, isn't it? Real. You weren't pumping something into the air.
No.
Yeah. Well, because I was taking the service that Sunday, and the voluntary started. Remind me what the voluntary was.
It was the finale to the Royal Fireworks.
Yes. Well, obviously fireworks are bound to cause a fire, aren't they? Anyway, up it struck, and then it stopped, and you were up in the organ loft, and you started shouting, "Fire! Fire!
Fire! Fire!"
Yes. So we were all very calm, and we all evacuated. We did pretty well, really.
3 minutes and 23 seconds.
Right, 3 minutes, 23 seconds, yeah. Well, that's quicker than running a marathon anyway. Yeah. Fantastic. And everyone was quite safe, so that's good. And it's a good, actually being serious for a second, it's a good reminder that there are many different aspects to being a church, and all the people involved, of course, and the life of the church, making sure everyone's kept safe, but actually, ultimately, that it's an uplifting place to be. It's obviously reflecting God's presence. It's a spiritual place. And hopefully a fantastic contribution to the community life and city centre life particularly. So, being a churchwarden is kind of all a part of that, really, isn't it? Yeah, because technically you represent the people of the parish. You're kind of elected by them, which is a really important thing, that link between community and church. Jim, well, thank you so much. It's good to chat with you. And I'm absolutely delighted that you're one of our church wardens. I know everyone is hats off to you. It's fantastic what you do. And it's great to catch up with you today.
Thank you.
That was good to hear, Jim. And I love the story about the key. And it's stuck in the door, but at least it's doing its job.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yes, actually, when he was a little bit sheepish when he said, come and look at it, and then took me to the west doors, lovely big wooden doors.
I know.
Of course, you only have to go back perhaps 10 years or so, and those doors were often shut because the glass doors, which Paul and Hester King very kindly donated money for, they were only installed, I think it perhaps was a dozen years ago now.
Probably.
Yeah. And we're so used to them now. It's wonderful. But the big wooden doors are the original doors, and they're normally, I mean, they can be locked, but often they're just sort of propped open.
Quite.
Yeah. But having a new key in them as a sort of emergency exit key. Yeah, so Jim took me over to the doors and said, look at this key, doesn't it? And it works. But then and he said, I can't get it out. I said, I'm sure I can. And I tried and I couldn't. So, yeah. And we haven't tried WD-40 yet, but you never know.
Right. Yeah. And the other thing you were talking about was fire safety.
Yes.
And I had been to 8 o'clock service that morning, but I live streamed at 10 o'clock.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And of course, I thought, I heard this fire. I thought, oh, my goodness.
What's happening?
So I was watching it all, and it all looked very organised.
Yeah.
And nobody seemed to panic.
No.
And it all went extremely well, didn't it?
Yeah. Were you on the edge of your seat?
I was watching, because I thought it was genuine fire.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my gosh, where did that happen? How did that happen?
Perhaps we can add a few flickering flames to the live stream next time. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, well, I mean, it was a good thing to practice because actually the good thing about churches is that they're not very prone to fire starting quickly and getting out of control. You know, apparently it is organs because there are so many electrics in them nowadays.
Oh, is it really?
And they are one of the main fire hazards. But lots of stone and a fire wouldn't take hold very quickly. Anyway, no fire, and we're all safe. Obviously there'll be flickering flames of the Holy Spirit on Whitsun, but Pentecost. That's a different thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I was reassured that Jim made sure we did a fire practice. Yeah, it was excellent. Yeah.
Well, we get, quite a lot of people at the service, and then, of course, you've got all the visitors that come during the week when things, it could happen then, couldn't it?
Well,
when we get some of the people visiting.
Yeah, that's right, yes. Yeah, all these people who need their parish morals.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that was...
Yes, that was fascinating.
Yeah.
I thought, that's something a bit different.
Yes. I wonder if they sell ducking stools on Amazon.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't. Jim's far too nice to do that to anyone. Yeah, well, I mean, of course, in a way, that's part of what the church should be for a community. Is just help us all think about ways we can live life well in an upright way. Yeah. Well, you mentioned about visitors, and actually, I bumped into a lovely gentleman the other day at the church who was really interested in everything at Mancroft, and I recorded a tiny interview with him, so I thought I'd play that now.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, I'm actually here in the church and just met someone who's visiting from London, but you've picked up a postcard. I think it's a story of a friend you always send a postcard to, is there?
Indeed so. There are so few churches now which actually produce postcards. Okay. And so we now have, whenever we see one, postcards, which apparently are very cheap compared with the thing that goes in the front with Prince Charles's head on it.
Oh, stamps nowadays.
But we try and send him a postcard every time because he used to work for English Heritage and he liked getting old buildings. Sometimes he even goes and sees them afterwards, having seen the church, the postcards.
Oh, well, I hope he comes to visit. And certainly you picked up a lovely postcard of Mancroft, so that's good. And what have you most enjoyed about the church building while you've been here?
We've enjoyed the bell ringing going around the outside and then actually being able to come onto the inside. Yep. And I liked the story about the font, and it certainly is a very strange top to it.
Yes. The font
Heavy
cover.
Duty.
I have to watch out I don't bump my head on it when I'm doing a baptism.
You're just too tall, that's the problem.
Yeah, I think so. It's lovely to meet you anyway. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much indeed. Okay. Bye.
Well, talking about the font, and that gentleman saying about the font and the font cover and the top and everything, but and you were saying about bumping your head, but When I used to carry the cross and we used to go to the back for christenings, I was always on edge because, that font being up those 2 steep steps.
Yes.
And I always worried and I thought, oh my goodness, you've got to be so careful, haven't you?
Yes, it is. I mean, it's a lovely, amazing font.
Oh, it is.
Actually, it's awe-inspiring thinking of all the people who've been baptised.
Oh, yes.
But it is up a couple of really quite big steps.
And they are big steps.
Yeah. And then the canopy is beautiful, but it is...
I was always on edge when there was a christening.
Yeah, exactly. Well, a disaster would be kind of if I banged my head on the canopy and then staggered down the steps but obviously didn't drop the baby.
No, quite. Oh, dear.
Well, I think I've slightly bumped my head once.
Did you?
Not too bad. Yeah.
No.
He certainly enjoyed the font canopy, that visitor, yes.
And also sending his postcard to his friend. I wonder if the friend will suddenly turn up one day.
Yeah,
you never know, do you?
You never know, no.
I mean, he didn't say where the friend lived. He didn't.
No, I don't know. No.
Just sent a friend.
But send me a postcard. Do you still send postcards or not?
I don't go away now.
No.
I always used to.
Right. Yeah.
Always sent postcards.
Yes. I mean, I can remember going each year off for holiday, and one of the things you did in the first week or early days was send a postcard saying.
That's right.
Safely arrived, having a lovely time, whatever.
Because they get there before you do.
Exactly, yes. Because if you waited till the last day, then it wouldn't get back in time. Yeah, but postage has got rather expensive. So.
I think so.
Yeah, maybe sending a quick text or email.
I know, this is the thing now, isn't it, nowadays?
Yeah, although getting a real postcard is still lovely. Yeah, actual real handwriting. No, I agree. Well, maybe May's a month for postcards, I don't know. I certainly bumped into someone very interesting on Hay Hill the other day. It was a little group, and they were doing something called a scavenger hunt. Anyway, well, let's listen to the interview I did with him, and maybe we'll discover more.
Yes, okay.
Well, I'm here on Hay Hill and just outside the church, but I've just bumped into someone who I think has been on doing a scavenger hunt or something. But anyway, what do you enjoy about Norwich?
The architecture, the people, the friendly culture, and most of all, the history of it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Obviously, it's got many different cultures and historical backgrounds. From
So, and what exactly is a scavenger hunt?
To look for various historical points around Norwich, and then with that, to then relay it back to our management to see what we've been up to and what we've discovered.
Nice, good. Well, I hope you found some good things today.
We did, and we obviously met yourself, which was fantastic and a pleasure.
Well, it's lovely to bump into you.
And yourself. It's been lovely. Thank you.
Okay.
Take care.
Well, that's the first time I've heard of a scavenger hunt. And I wonder what he meant about going back to management. Do you think it was a business thing?
Well, I'm guessing, but I think they possibly were work colleagues, and they were maybe having a kind of day or morning bonding with one another and just having I'm guessing slightly. There are things, sometimes staff teams go and do something adventurous, don't they?
That's true, yes, I suppose. As you say, bonding.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. When I left my previous job, actually, in Essex, I said, let's all go on a day to the seaside and build sandcastles. And they all gave me a very funny look as a sort of, it wasn't a scavenger hunt, but it was a bonding thing and a farewell. And we had a lovely day, fish and chips and everything, it was good.
So what do you think they'd find scavenging if they came around St Peter Mancroft?
Well, yes, what would they find? Well, they'd find things about Sir Thomas Browne, of course, and they'd find graffiti on some of the pillars.
Of course they would.
They would, And what else can we dream up for them, Judy?
I don't know.
Well, how about
that old key?
Yes, the old
key.
Now what's the story of the key, do you think? Perhaps it was the original key that St Peter Mancroft had. He had his house and maybe a key. Yeah. And maybe, we could invent the grave of St Peter Mancroft as well.
Yes, we could.
So and he could be the patron saint of keys that get stuck indoors. Have you got a key stuck in the door anywhere in your house or not?
No, I have a big key, but I don't have it stuck in the door. It's a huge key. Yes.
No, I'm pretty sure somewhere, maybe at the vicarage, there is a key that's stuck in the door somewhere.
Oh, really?
I can't quite remember.
No,
maybe a wardrobe or something like that.
Not stuck in the door. Stuck in the door.
Well, I'm glad we've established that fact that St Peter Mancroft is the patron saint of keys that get stuck indoors.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Quite right too. Yeah. Good. Oh, well, Judy, it's been great fun, as always, to meet up with you. May is a lovely time of year, of course. So we're going to enjoy the month, I'm sure. But nonetheless, it will race by. In a month's time, no doubt, we will reconvene ready. And thank you all for joining us for this edition of Be More Mancroft. And we hope you'll join us again next time. But bye for now.